The journey continues across northern Arizona, from the rim of the Grand Canyon to the winding curve of Horseshoe Bend and the historic Navajo Bridge. This stretch of desert tells a story carved by the Colorado River and shaped over millions of years. Towering cliffs, open skies, and endless views, this is where the Southwest reveals its true scale and beauty. Leaving Flagstaff early in the morning, I made my way north through pine forests toward the south rim of Grand Canyon National Park. The drive itself builds anticipation, miles of ponderosa pines suddenly giving way to one of the most breathtaking landscapes in the world. After waiting in line at the entrance, I stopped at the visitor center, grabbed a map, and walked around the area. The visitor center sits near Mather Point, one of the park's most popular overlooks and the perfect place to take in your first view of the canyon. The Grand Canyon Visitor Center is the main hub for orientation at the South Rim and a perfect first stop after arriving in the park. Inside, there are detailed exhibits on the canyon's geology, history, and wildlife, a good reminder of just how vast and ancient this place really is. Rangers are on hand to answer questions and help plan routes along the rim trail or shuttle system, and the theater shows a short film that captures the canyon's scale in sweeping aerial views. Outside the center, paved paths lead between nearby buildings, including a cafe, bookstore, and bike rental stand. The entire area is connected by walkways that guide visitors toward Mather Point, just a short distance away. Even before reaching the overlook, glimpses of the canyon appear through the trees, flashes of color and depth that build anticipation. It's the perfect place to pause, get your bearings, and prepare for that first unforgettable view of the Grand Canyon. Standing at Mather Point, it's impossible not to be overwhelmed by the scale. The canyon stretches roughly 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and over a mile deep, carved by the Colorado River over millions of years. The light constantly shifts here. Shadows drift across the layers of rock, turning reds into golds and purples as the sun moves overhead. After exploring the area, I checked into Mather Campground, nestled among tall pines just a short distance from the rim. It's a peaceful spot with easy access to the visitor center, shuttle routes, and several scenic trails. The next morning, I stopped by the general store for a few supplies, then rode my bike from the campground along the road toward Hermit's Rest, stopping at viewpoints along the way. Maricopa Point, Powell Point, Hopi Point, and Mojave Point. Each offered a new perspective of the canyon, the river twisting far below and layers of color that seemed to stretch endlessly toward the horizon. end of the road sits Hermit's Rest, built in 1914 and designed by Mary Coulter, one of the Grand Canyon's most influential architects. The stone structure feels like part of the landscape itself, blending into the rim and offering a quiet place to rest before heading back. On my final morning, before continuing north toward Horseshoe Bend, I stopped at Desert View on the eastern edge of the South Rim. The Desert View Watchtower, also designed by Mary Coulter and completed in 1932, rises 70 feet above the canyon. From the top, the view is spectacular, the Colorado River winding far below and the painted desert spreading endlessly to the east. It's one of the most panoramic viewpoints in the park, and a perfect final stop before leaving the Grand Canyon behind and setting out toward the next destination on this journey. Near Desert View, a tragic event in Grand Canyon history occurred in 1956, when two commercial airliners collided mid-air above the canyon, killing all 128 people aboard. The disaster led to major reforms in air traffic control and the creation of the FAA, a lasting reminder of how even places of great beauty can hold moments of deep tragedy. The drive north from the Grand Canyon leads through miles of open desert before arriving at Horseshoe Bend State Park, one of Arizona's most iconic overlooks. From the parking area, a sandy trail winds about 3/4 of a mile to the rim, an easy walk with stunning views the entire way. As you near the edge, the view suddenly opens to reveal the Colorado River looping 270 degrees around a massive sandstone butte over 1,000 feet below. The scale is hard to grasp. The cliffs drop straight down, and the river glows deep green against the orange canyon walls. These cliffs are made of Navajo sandstone, formed from ancient desert dunes nearly 190 million years ago. Over time, the Colorado River carved through the rock, shaping the bend we see today. The colors come from iron and mineral deposits that give the canyon its rich red and orange tones. Horseshoe Bend now draws millions of visitors each year, yet it still feels peaceful, a place where time, water, and wind continue to sculpt the landscape as they have for millions of years. Leaving Page, the road heads west toward Navajo Bridge, where the Colorado River flows below once again. It's the next stop on this journey, another historic crossing point in one of the most dramatic sections of canyon country. Heading west from Page, the road enters the Navajo Nation, where wide desert plains and red cliffs stretch to the horizon. Not far ahead lies Navajo Bridge, one of the most dramatic crossings of the Colorado River. The original bridge was completed in 1929, replacing a ferry that once served as the only way across this remote stretch of river. At the time, it was the highest steel arch bridge in the world, rising 467 feet above Marble Canyon. A second bridge was added in 1995 to carry modern traffic, while the original was preserved for pedestrians. Walking across the old bridge offers sweeping views of the Colorado River far below and the red cliffs of Marble Canyon. The small visitor center nearby shares the bridge's history and the story of its construction nearly a century ago. From here, the road continues west toward the towering cliffs that lead to Zion National Park.